you left a 600 euro per day paying job to start a business. So tell me what made you actually leave your job?
To have something on my own was always in the back of my mind.
When did you make your first million?
We made it in.
Can you tell me what would an ideal profile look like in today's world?
Don't go for one-page CV if you are an experienced person. Most of the candidates we talk about, particularly people coming from India, they are kind of obsessed with one-page CV, and that's a myth in Ireland.
Can I ask how many candidates have you placed in the last 8 years of your business? One piece of advice you would give the younger generation who want to build a business abroad, what would it be?
Well, so if you want to see something different, you have to do things differently.
And how can one actually get into soft test? Someone wants to get into the Irish market and in the tech space. How can they reach out to you?
It's very easy.
Hi Surya, thank you so much for taking the time and for having me here today. I'm super excited to have this interview with you and to talk about your journey and your success story. So to start with, tell us a little about your journey and how, you moved to Ireland and set up such a successful business here. So give us a little background about yourself.
Samiksha, thank you so much for thinking about me for this interview, and it's a real pleasure for me to speak to you, and I'm happy to talk about myself anytime. So I come from a small town in Orissa. I come from a middle class family, and my father in the area, he was very popular because he was having the first clothes shop. Everybody knew him in the area, and my mother used to be a homemaker.
Okay.
And I have two brothers and one sister. My father, because he was one of the oldest shop owners in the area, he wanted us to also join his business and expand it, grow it more. So he wanted all the sons to join there. He was not very much into education, and he didn't believe that time how much education will get the children and get them where. And even as it is, in those days, I'm talking about the 1970s, and those days in rural India, the amount of infrastructure facilities were very limited.
True.
Schools were not much. There were not much options about career or studies and all. So whatever was available, we just started studying. But one good thing was that I was academically very, very good in the school and thereon in the college as well. When he came to know about me from my teachers, got a very, very strong positive feedback. He just let me go to continue further with my studies. That is where I got that freedom and encouragement from my family, from my parents. And then from there, I moved on to Ravensa College, which is in Cuttack, one of the oldest colleges in India, Orissa, and one of the best as well. I studied there my plus 2 science, and then after that I moved on to NIT Rourkela, which is again one of the technology institutes in India. So I studied there mechanical engineering, and I joined the job. I started working with my first job was with a national aluminum company as a mechanical engineer. I started working there, and then again that was in a rural area in Orissa, and I didn't like the place much. I wanted to get to a bigger city, better, something more in my career. I always, even now also, I'm looking for always something more, better, where I am not comfortable. I am happy to go out of my comfort zone and see things how they pan out for me. So I keep trying different things, and that is what happened. That's with me. I'm always like that, and I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. That's what one of my friends described me as. You are comfortable being uncomfortable.
That's so good. Yeah. That's such a good trait to have, actually.
Yeah. So I left Nalco, got a job in Mumbai, big city, for coming from a small village, getting to Mumbai and all. And then in terms of career, I switched from mechanical engineering to, I got into engineering consulting role.
Okay.
Then I moved on to management consulting. I studied CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst. I completed, that was very newly introduced that time in India. But I completed that, one of the first batches to complete. From there, I moved into financial things, and then I moved into software, management consulting, and then gradually I moved into fintech. So that kind of transition happened, and during my journey there, I was into Y2K, year 2000. Which was a technological revolution in India that time. I got that opportunity, and that is the point when I got a break into a software company in India. I worked with them for about 2 years, and after that I got a opportunity to go out of India, which I always wanted. It was always in my back of my mind, and I wanted to explore. And by that time I had my family, I had my both the kids as well. They were all both of them were born in while we were living in Mumbai, and we made that decision to go out of India in 1999. That was and then with both my children and my wife, all four of us, we came to Glasgow. There we, for a short while, my role was finishing up, and they were asking me to go back to India, like it usually happens with most of the software people. Even now it happens. It probably now it happens even more at the moment. But that happened to me that time. I didn't want to move back to India because my children were already in education here. Didn't want to break that flow, and so, but we figured out some kind of role in Belfast. Then I switched from Glasgow to Belfast, and when I was in Belfast, I swapped again with the Indian company Mahindra British Telecom used to be that time, which is now Tech Mahindra. I worked with them for another 2 years, and then found a job in Belfast, Irish company, Northern Ireland company, and I took that opportunity to move from MBT to local Irish company, where because I wanted to settle down with my family, I didn't want to disturb my children's education and all. So I wanted to see, okay, even that time I was thinking, oh, I don't know how many years I'm going to stay here, but let's see. But then there was uncertainty of losing job. Then
Even back then, that was
in dot-com bubble came in 2002 2003. That time a lot of people became redundant, lost jobs, went back to India, and all that kind of thing happened. I narrowly escaped that downfall with the technology area. It was dot-com downfall that time. So I survived that and gradually continued to work in Belfast, and eventually from Belfast I came to Dublin in 2011. And ever since, from 2011, I am here in Dublin. And in terms of my career, working, I moved in fintech areas. I worked with a lot of banks actually here in Ireland and Northern Ireland. Like I worked for AIB, for Citibank, both in Ireland as well as in Belfast, in Dublin as well as in Belfast. And then I also worked for New York Stock Exchange. I worked for Bank of Ireland, Accenture, Fidelity Investments here in Ireland. So I had many years of working with fintech areas. I got a good network, and one thing was that, like, as you could have figured out by this time, I have moved number of jobs during my journey. One day I was actually counting how many jobs I have changed. In my 25 years of working with corporate, I have actually changed 20 jobs.
Wow. You know what? That actually, I think I am on your path as well, because even for me, it's been 6 years since I moved here, and I've changed 5 jobs.
Really? Oh.
So I am exactly like you. I think change is something that I always crave for better opportunity. What's next?
Exactly.
So please tell me, how did that actually, I mean, you've worked it out so well, right? In terms of changing jobs, and now you have your own company. And how did that idea even come up?
So having own company, something of your own, was always in the back of my mind. And just that I was looking for opportunities. Even when I'm talking to some of my school friends, like how many years back that is, I meet them and we talk about, when we casually talk, even they remind me that yes, when you were in the school, you also you used to talk about creating something your own and that kind of thing. They remind me that it was there in my
do you think that because you come from a business background, you also had that always back in your head? Did that influence always, because you mentioned that your dad, he wanted you to get into the business, and he was one of the biggest ones in your area. So do you think coming from a business background actually kind of like subconsciously registers in your mind, or like influences you to become a business person in the long term?
Yes, I think so. It is. It was in my genes. Do something on my own. It must have come from the kind of background I had in my young age. So yes, well, that was always there. And the moment I reached 50, I thought, okay, now only 10 years of my my career. Like we used to treat retirement year is 60. Okay, 10 years. now only one life, let me do get into business. That time I was having a very well paid job. I left that. I was working with Accenture that time. So
Can I ask how much was your salary at the time when you quit?
Yeah, that time I was getting per day 600 euros.
Wow. And you actually,
Yeah.
left a job that paid you 600 euros to set up your own business.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, because I said, okay, now I'm financially stable. My children are in good colleges here, and soon my son was about to make his own job.
Yeah.
Start. My wife was working. So I said, okay, this is the best time, because financially I have got that independence and I can take that risk, gamble at this point.
What made you actually leave your job?
Yes, like as I said, to have something on my own was always in the back of my mind. And, and also I mentioned that I have changed so many jobs over the years. And each time I was changing job, I was getting to know recruiters. I understood how they are working. And I got a sense of how sometimes badly they are treating the candidates in some occasions. And what are the gaps there from a candidate's perspective? What all was missing in the whole approach from the recruiters at the time? Over the years, because I dealt with so many, while I was changing jobs, I was dealing with so many recruiters. And I saw that, somewhere there are gaps and they need to be addressed. And that is how the whole, this job market, recruitment, hiring ecosystem can be improved. So keeping that in mind, I thought, okay, let me start that, a company in that area, so that I can address these gaps. And I also, because I worked in the fintech for so long in Ireland, and in Northern Ireland, I have some networks with the people, with those companies. So I wanted to leverage on that and use those networks to, get some connections with the companies and get their hiring requirements. And then we can reach out to the market and get people. That is where it all came from. I knew the gap and I have those connections. Lucky enough to have those because of my previous career and experience and changes and all that kind of thing. So I wanted to use that and started there. But then I thought it would be easy to get access to those companies, use my connections. They'll be happy to give me requirements and all. But it was no. It was never easy. Had very tough times, challenging times, building the trust, building the reliability factor, because I'm new in the market. All other players, they are local companies and they're big. Why somebody will come to me instead of preferring to them, So we played a lot of, strategy, and then it was a lot of hit and trial also from our side. We are learning through the process how to tackle this, how to address this. And then it was like a chicken and egg situation also. Until you get the business, you cannot build that trust. You cannot get that credibility, and you cannot get that credential from anyone. But then somehow, somewhere it all started. And in fact, to a certain extent, my business came from where I didn't expect them. They landed, and where I was expecting, yes, I am definitely going to get this business. But then that didn't happen.
So being on the other side of the table now, can you tell me what would an ideal profile look like in today's world?
Okay. In today's world, the ideal profiles are those that actually match with the job description. Okay. So keyword is the key. Whatever skills are required for the job, that they are detailed in the job description, and the CV should be highlighting those areas as much as possible. We say the CV should be rich in keywords. Okay, so that means the hiring manager sees your CV, they should be immediately getting the impression that yes, this is the right candidate for me. So that is what you have to think. What as a candidate you should be able to think what the hiring manager should be looking at in your CV and prepare it that way. And for that, first, the CV should be keyword rich. The CV should be well laid out. Like it is your face. Like what I usually talk to my candidate is, when you go out, you prepare, you present yourself, right? So CV is like that. You are presenting yourself. The employer has not seen you.
Correct.
CV is your face. That is what they see.
Correct.
So the way you present yourself to others, when you go out, same way you should present yourself on your CV. Okay.
True.
And it should look good, it should be presented, it should have a lot of information, and it should be matching with the JD. And then if you have got experience, then highlight. So most important things first. So important things at the top, not like I have seen CVs, people with 20 years of experience, but they are saying when they graduated, when they passed from this high school, all that comes at the top. I have seen that.
Irrelevant and
It's irrelevant. Nobody looks at those. Like if you have, the moment you are like 2-3 years of experience, your experience is what is getting you the next job, not your masters from UCD or Trinity, right? That can go down. They are required. As a recruiter, we always look for the whole history of the person. So their education, their certification, their diplomas, their accreditations, everything should be there. But there is a priority. There is an order of how you present them. Okay. And another very important thing while we are talking about CVs here is that most of the candidates we talk about, particularly people coming from India, they are kind of obsessed with one page CV. Okay. And that's a myth in Ireland. Don't go for one page CV if you are an experienced person. If you are having experience, worked in the commercial, industrial, enterprise level, then make your CV as detailed as possible and always tailor your CV to the JD. Don't send the same CV to everybody.
True.
Always copy the CV and create a new one to match the
job descriptions.
Job description.
True. And there's so many, free tools out there, like Unimat, for instance. They have a free platform where students can actually build their CV according to the job description, and the entire world is using AI. And I think a lot of students forget about how they can strategically or smartly do their job search, right? So like you just mentioned about having their pass out,
the
this
graduation
years
school years.
Irrelevant, right?
Exactly.
So I think for me, one more thing I'd like to understand is that, let's say from a recruiter's point of view, what is the full circle like? You being sitting as a middleman from the between the employers and employees, you sit as a middleman. So how does this circle and chain actually work?
What happens is that recruitment and hiring itself is a specialized business. If you see, it's a profession itself.
Correct.
And then it takes a lot of time also. It's a time consuming process. When you are searching for CVs, you get suppose 100 CVs, going through those, analyzing and talking to each of the candidates. Like suppose you shortlist out of 100, you shortlist 10 people, talking to all those 10 people and again getting the detailed CVs from them, presenting them, looking at what their requirements, even the candidates requirements, candidates expectations and all that. It is a very time consuming process. So many companies have their in-house hiring team, which is big, and for that they have a big overhead. And other companies, they rely on the third-party companies like recruitment agencies who does that job. Like,
so that's where Softest sits in.
That is where Softest sits in, because we specialize in recruitment, and particularly my company Softest actually works in a very niche area. Like typically I have seen when my clients have difficulties finding candidates, they come to me. They try other options, other sources, and when they have difficulty, they can't still find a candidate, they come to me requesting,
because of the cream pool that you hold.
That's one thing. And secondly, I myself have worked at so many years in the industry, so I understand exactly what the clients are looking for and what that means, what that technology means, where it sits. And the technology, like medicine, doctors, so many professions, so many jargon, so many intricacies. Normal people, we don't understand what kind of tests they do and what they analyze, and even the reports, how they write with a lot of acronyms, doesn't make any sense. So similarly, software in the professions are also like that. It has got its own specializations, and to understand it, it's not easy for everybody. And a lot of recruitment companies, they employ young graduates or very people that have not worked in technology. Freshers. So then they have their own challenge of understanding even the requirements. So they give wrong CVs to the companies, to the clients. But with me, my company, it doesn't happen that way. We always give good CVs, matching CVs. Otherwise, we don't even bring that across to them. So when they come to me, they know that from Softest, we are going to get a good set of exact matching CVs. So it is less work for them. So we add value to our clients by giving our services. It's not just a supplier and a consumer relationship. It is a partnership that we have. We collaborate together, and because of my knowledge, my background, my team's expertise, we are able to hit to the target
The right target.
very
True.
quickly.
True. Can I ask how many candidates have you placed in the last 8 years of your business?
As I said, we are a specialized recruitment company. We don't go by volumes. I
Okay.
mean, numbers don't mean to us because we don't work in that zone. We don't work in that space. We are like give quality candidates, very specialized, and we are happy with that kind of niche. Over the last 8 years, ever since our company has been set up, we have placed nearly 250 people.
Wow. That's good. And all the niche down
Yeah,
proper candidates.
very niche, at least 5-7 years of experience, nothing below that.
Okay.
And then up to 25-30 years of experience people at various levels, directors, architects, several architects, solution architects, DevOps engineers, and you talk anything in software we have, and particularly in fintech areas like specific to bank operations, the particular skills they are looking for, my clients, I have matched. Like even the mainframes. Mainframes are rarely used these days, but wherever they are used, they have to be maintained by similar expertise people. And for mainframes professionals, I have filled those roles also in Ireland. So, and there are not many people. Even the areas, the kind of candidates we have placed are like not many in the country. We have kind of
Pick the right one.
hunted them in a right
More
way.
like headhunters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then place them so everybody's happy.
Lovely. So what has been the best financial year for soft tech in the last 8 years?
So best financial year was in 2023.
20,
So we had I'll tell you another thing what happened in the COVID time. Like I said, we just started the business with just 1 or 2 years. We are not yet established, and COVID hit. During COVID time, in fact, my team was the biggest. It was the other way around. Of like many companies closed down, they were not sustainable. But in case of my company, Softest, I was having the maximum staff at that time. And we were exploring how we position ourselves so that COVID is going to go away anyway. It is a passing phase, right? So after COVID is gone, how we will be positioned, and for that, what all we need to do, that strategy we worked out, and we worked on our branding, network building, and then more connections, continued with the publicity, and we tried a lot of things at that time actually, and it all helped when COVID effect was gone in about 2 years, like after 2022. In 2023, we got massive business because all that was hidden. Like it was kind of a gestation period, and that time we got maximum outcome. And
can I ask how much did you make in that single year?
Yeah, it was like about over 5 million.
Wow.
So it was one of the best year for us. But after that, business, for last 2 years, it's not so
It's
good.
just been, it's also because of the market
Overall
and all the
market, global
inflation
market.
and everything.
Yeah.
No, of course, I'm sure that Softest is going to take off very soon now that everything's back and everything's getting better day by day. That leads me to my next question. When did you make your first million?
We made it in 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Amazing. And if there was something that you would change, if you go back, let's say, if there was one thing that you would change, right, from all the lessons that you've learned in the last 8 years, setting up a business abroad, what would that be?
First of all, we are in people's business. And in fact, all businesses are people oriented. There is no business without people. Like even after AI, also
Of
there will
course.
be people.
Human.
One thing I would say that how we treat our people, our business partners, our customers, clients, vendors, suppliers, our own employees, how we treat them.
People first.
People first. And that is most important. And then obviously, again, we are human beings. We also make mistakes.
Correct.
Okay. But then if people are happy, then your business also goes well. All that people that matter for your business should be happy.
Right.
That's a key.
Yeah.
I would
And
say.
one piece of advice you would give the younger generation who want to build a business abroad, what would it be?
Well, so if you want to see something different, you have to do things differently, right?
Totally.
Go out of your comfort zone, do something different, look for the opportunities and try to capitalize on them. Opportunity doesn't knock like politely. It's many times hidden. You have to just keep an eye for those and utilize those moments and then use them, and always also help others. Like it's all people's business. So help others. When you lift others, you also lift yourself.
Automatically, yeah.
You also lift
that's
yourself
such a
because-
good
Yeah.
piece of advice.
Yeah. So that is what I would tell the people.
And how can one actually get into soft test? Someone wants to get into the Irish market and in the tech space. How can they reach out to you?
We have actually made it easier through our website. Over the years, people can go to our website and provide their detailed CVs. They're all confidentially maintained with us, and then that automatically comes and my team works to put them on our database. Whenever there is a suitable role available with us, I deliberately spend some amount of time each day or each week to talk to candidates, to advise them, to mentor them even sometimes, and in terms of how they are, as simple as how they should prepare the CVs, or how they should present themselves in the interviews, or what is the kind of things that employers look for, how they should prepare and all that. I have been doing that for years, and that is totally free. For the whoever I talk to, that's totally free. We only ever charge to our clients. We don't charge any fee to candidates or job seekers. That's the policy we have taken. And whatever we do for students or candidate job seekers, it's free. Or if a role is already open with us, we immediately go back to the candidate, talk to them, and see how we can make it happen for them.
Correct. So, no, that's great. I think so much information, so much inspiration. So keep doing the good work that you're doing and keep inspiring younger generation like us. And it was so lovely meeting you today.
As I said, it's I always love talking to people, and whatever knowledge I have, I am happy to share. And like, I genuinely want people to get better and better in their career. And same goes with the startup companies and young entrepreneurs also. I'm happy to talk to them also, my time permitting. I mean, thank you so much for having your precious time to talk to me.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm very delighted talking to you, and it was really a nice experience today. It's a lovely day here.
It is, yeah, it's sunny.
and yeah, it's a very good experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Surya. Thank you.